Hey, Peter.
Hey, what's up?
We got some guests in the house today.
What?
I know.
I'm looking around. I don't see anybody.
Yeah, I know. Like, they're not here. One of them's in Greece.
I think they're deep, deep underground.
Okay. I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Jazz Explained. Man, that is so pretentious sounding. Why do you make me say that?
You say it literally every time we record this podcast, and then you comment on it right afterwards.
Let me paint a picture. Although we are on the YouTube, so this is going to be a little bit of a problem. I want to paint a picture.
Okay.
Adam has a knife to my throat every time we start recording this and says, say this.
It says, say Jazz Explained.
Say Jazz
But I mean,
Explained.
we're trying our best here to explain what we know, at least. The very least, yeah.
But we have a little bit of backup today, deep from the underground.
I know, man. I'm excited about this. So we have some special guests on the podcast. Actually, they're with us on Zoom right now.
What's up, gentlemen?
And so,
what's happening?
Peter, you hit me to this band just a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And I wonder if you want to just tell the story, set it up a little bit.
Well, I'd love to introduce them. First of all, this is New Jazz Underground, Sebastian, Abdias, and TJ. Say what's up, everybody.
What's happening? What's happening?
And we're remote.
Good.
Yeah, TJ is actually in Greece on tour right now for the Jazz and Lincoln Center. Abdias and Sebastian are coming from New York. We're here in St. Louis. And I'm really excited to talk to these great young musicians that I just learned about as well a few days ago via YouTube. We're always talking about, social media and the spread of disinformation. This is the spread of some really great information.
Sometimes the algorithm giveth.
This is the algorithm lining up, and I was so excited because I heard them on their YouTube channel. We're going to link to all this below. But this one video in particular with the title is They Can Hate, but We Still Swing. And I was like, hold up, I got to check this out. Because it was kind of cocky, but kind of funny. But then as soon as I pressed play, it really was swinging. These guys sounded great. They've got a great trio. So I just wanted to have them on to meet them basically for my own selfish reason and thank them for the music and just kind of find out a little bit about what they're doing and what they're all about.
As soon as I heard this video, I thought of the last time that Hutch was in the house. Gregory Hutchinson was here at Open Studio and recording that duo video with Christian McBride.
Right.
And something that stuck out was he said, for young musicians, it's really okay to swing. And I thought, man, these guys took that to heart because it is swinging. It's so nice to hear. So nice to hear.
Absolutely. So, Sebastian or whoever, if you want to kind of just kick it off, could you just tell us and the listeners and your fans, hopefully your new fans and your current fans and our fans, a little bit about the group and how it came about?
Yeah, well, we all went to Juilliard. We're actually all from Florida. Me and Abdias are from Miami.
Oh, nice.
And TJ's from Jacksonville.
Right on.
And we went to the same high school, but at different times. I'm a little bit older than these two. But we went to Juilliard, and, Abdias got me on a gig or two. And then during the pandemic, we were down in Florida, me and him, and we were playing a lot. And we wanted to start a trio, and we came up to the city, and we were thinking about different cats, and TJ just fell right in line. Like, during the pandemic, we would play in the park all the time, and,
seemed kind of like a marriage made in heaven type of situation. Yeah.
It's such a great feeling too when you find like other musicians that you feel like you have this somehow shared history with, even when you first start together. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just kind of felt right, and we were like, man, we should actually do this, like, seriously.
Yeah.
Write stuff, play together, make it a commitment to play together. So that's kind of how it started. The YouTube thing, it was just I guess it kind of started as a way for us to, trying to be heard, but there's no gigs in the city at the time.
Yeah.
So,
we saw what Emmett was doing with his thing, and we said, we could do this, and we took an iPhone, and we had the very first video that we ever did kind of go semi-jazz viral. I like to say.
Jazz viral. I love that. Wait, hold up.
True.
We're stealing that. We're stealing that.
Tell me you got that recorded, Kim, so we can add it to our...
Jazz viral. It goes right along with Jazz Famous.
Right.
I'm not a fan of jazz.
So Adam likes.
I'm gonna add that jazz vibe.
Yeah, you're gonna go on in infamy with that one. But you know what I noticed about your videos, even your early ones? Well, they're all early. Whenever I talk with younger musicians, it was like I remember doing this. I did years ago. I did this like clinic at Berkeley, and I'm up there talking about all this piano stuff and just different things. And I remember when this drummer kind of like put his hand up. He's like, "Mr. Martin, I have a question. You know, I know you play with Greg Hutchinson a lot, but could you talk about the difference between early Hutch, mid Hutch, and late Hutch?" You know, and I'm like, me and Hutch came up together. I was like, wow, I didn't know there was distinct periods of Hutch. I thought there was just Hutch, you know. But it's exciting to see you guys definitely in your early period, but even your early videos, you know, not only is the playing killing, the sound is really good and the video is tight. And I mean, I can tell you guys aren't, you know, necessarily sitting on, you know, a huge amount of equipment, but I would love to hear, because a lot of people think they have to get to some level or have a certain amount of money or have a certain amount of equipment to do something. I think you guys are a great example of just letting the music shine, but still presenting it in a quality way.
Yeah. I mean, that first video, because we had one Olio, and that kind of boosted our channel up and got us off the ground.
Yeah.
Now it's just a Zoom recorder and an iPhone video, like straight up. And you know, I have a background in, you know, mild background in production, you know, producing, you know, like house music and stuff like that. And you know, just, you know, mild EQ, like little master, little compression here and there, and that's it, really. And recently with these last ones, like we bought a little bit of equipment, but just simple, you know, like you know, USB, you know, just inputs for our microphones. We just have one mic each. We added a mic for the bass drum recently. That's like the big upgrade for us. But yeah, that's basically been an iPhone.
It's so funny when people ask us about, like, at Open Studio, you know, you have all this, everything looks and sounds amazing or whatever. But, you know, literally it started with Peter and his, you know, like Zoom recorder.
No, flip cam, bro.
Flip cam, you know what I mean? And I know we've talked to Emmett, and it's the same thing there. It's just like, just do it. Just go. Do it with what you have. You can just build up around it. Like, don't wait for the perfect piece of gear to start reaching out to the audience, right? Like, in this time where it's like live music is, it's not a guarantee. Like it has been in the past, you know, especially the sort of the quantity of it, right? Finding these avenues to reach new audiences, you can't be shy, and you can't wait for the perfect opportunity. You just got to get your face out there, get your music out there, and then upgrade from there. You know, upgrade piece by piece, one mic at a time, one camera at a time. It's awesome to hear that same philosophy. It's like makers.
I think it's interesting also, like having, you know, artists always want the art to be perfect and the music to be perfect, especially in our early time, you know, and like last year, you know, we were doing lives every week, and we're just like, just put everything out. Yeah. You know, regardless of how we think it sounds, because to the average listener who is listening for enjoyment, they're not nitpicking like we are as musicians constantly. You know, we're constantly self-criticizing and like, you know, self-conscious about the music. And I think just us letting go of that and just going for it is just a natural part. And now that we're more comfortable as a band, naturally things just sound better, you know, and we don't have to do as much, you know, rehearsing or anything for things to sound good. You know, these last videos that we've done, it's just, you know, we just take an hour and do it, work it out.
Well, before we get too deep into it, just, everybody go and check out their channel. New Jazz Underground is the name of the YouTube channel. And you can see all their videos there. Make sure to subscribe to them and check them out, because it really is really, really great music and well presented too. So
yeah, I was wondering two things too. Like, have you guys like how much during, like when you guys were doing the gigs outdoors during the pandemic and just really kind of started to build up your sound, how much did that experience sort of shape where you guys were going to go? Like, did somebody have like an idea about sort of the because I think you guys really have, from the first time I heard you, even though it was on YouTube and not live, I could hear a band sound, and I love hearing. That's what really excited me about it. But was that something that just sort of evolved, or was it from playing together a lot, or was that a planned out thing?
I like to think it came from a little bit of everything. So like we'd hang often, and we known each other for like 4 or 5 years. So then, we have like a friendship and a camaraderie, and then we're hanging around each other a lot. And then when we get to playing music, it's like all that just helps because we're so much friends outside of the bandstand. So that when you get on the bandstand, it's rare that you play with like friends. Most of the times you're just playing with other great musicians. You can make great music that way. But it's like I feel like it's something else when you like real friends with the people outside of just the music. And so I think that definitely helped in evolving it from where we first started.
Yeah. We just put in so many hours. Like we would busk every week, and not only with each other, but also with our extended friend group. Different drummer, different trumpet player. Some like we played with me and TJ played with our friend Noah all the time. Noah Halpern, shout out. We played with our friend Damo. Anthony Hervey. Like we just have an extended community. And I think just us three, we have a proclivity to like interests in similar styles of jazz and similar like bands. I think we're just interested in a lot of the same music.
Yeah, and all of that kind of came together. So when we played, it kind of was just like, it was just, I mean, even though we did take time to cultivate something, there was always a sort of click there that we all felt,
Oh, that's great. Can each of you I can hear a lot of your influences, and I'm always interested in that.
Well, I wonder if we could just play a little bit of their music, if you all wouldn't mind, just playing a little bit of that Delphia's Dilemma, just a couple of seconds.
Dilemma, yeah. Can we do that from one of these? You got it, Adam? Yeah, no, I can hear y'all heard. This is so fun for me too because I remember messing with this record and this tune right when it came out in 1985. I heard this band, Kenny Kirkland, Wynton Marsalis, Branford Marsalis.
This is Black Codes, right?
Black Codes from the Underground.
Kenny Kirkland on that is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kenny Kirkland and Tane on that record together. It's incredible.
But man, I think that you guys really hit the spirit. I've heard other people try to play this tune in some of the repertoire. And I mean, I've talked with Wynton over the years about these compositions, which I hold in such high esteem. And surprisingly, he's kind of like, oh, no, that was just, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, what? I was like, that's the classic.
Yeah, he's so like that, man.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't talked with him recently but I mean, the thing is, I love, this stuff is timeless. And I knew that, I mean, at that time I was excited about it and I loved Kenny Kirkland. I mean, I was just like Kenny Kirkland fiend. Yeah. But I think that you guys really connected with the spirit of the music and I like the liberties you take with it. You're not trying to imitate that time in the sound, but you're pulling that music, which I always feel like has the potential to be timeless and these new kind of standards and stuff. I mean, I'd rather hear young cats playing this than Embraceable You again.
You know what's funny is, as they were just talking about, Sebastian was just talking about, like, we're just putting stuff up and not being so judgy about the results and just letting it happen or whatever.
Yeah.
This thing you just said about Wynn, it just goes to show we can't really tell what we're doing, like how it's going to be received. For him, he was like, yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't really like that. But how many young musicians have we talked to who this is their record, especially if Wynton's like, but of that era specifically, this is the one, and you can't really tell, you can't really judge your own work like that. It's going to be judged independently of you.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you guys too about, now I know you've worked with Eric Lewis, me and Eric go back. I love Eric, Elu. And how did that come about? What sort of stuff have you done with him? And are you going to be doing some more things? And what kind of came out of that?
Say Elu?
Elu, yeah. That's, his friends call him Elu.
The master. Well, we're all fans of him. We love him. We love him. We would listen to his record all the time. and they haven't played with him, but I have, you know.
Okay.
But you know, I've always been a big fan, and you know, when I moved to the city, he was a big part of the scene. He had his jam session at Zinc Bar, and you could always see him at the jam sessions when there were jam sessions at Dizzy's, at Smalls, and he would just take it over.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, he would hear me every once in a while and be like, "Yeah, man, sound good." And over the pandemic, you know, I just showed him a lot of love, like just authentically just being his fan.
Yeah.
And trying to ask him questions and stuff, and I would be on the phone with him asking him about, you know, Milt Hinton, and you know, talking about Elvin Jones, how he was in the circus and all this stuff. And he just gave me a call out of the blue. You know, Desron Douglas couldn't do a gig, and he just asked me to do a few dates, and I've been working with him, you know, on and off ever since. Every time he comes to the city, usually playing with him. And I mean, he is just force of nature.
Yeah.
Force of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What can you even say about him? He's a very interesting cat, because he came out of the tradition of, you know, Winston, you know, that bands, but he took it. He went in a whole other direction. You know,
Yeah.
he was kind of rejected by the jazz world, and he'll tell you that.
Right.
In terms of, you know, record deals and all that type of thing, but he really went and created his own path in his own lane. You know, now he's out at Burning Man with Diplo and stuff.
I was gonna say you might be like or Eric is like the missing link between Wynton Marsalis and Burning Man. He's like 1 degree of separation.
Oh my gosh, I would love to see Wynton at Burning Man. That'd be amazing.
only Elu could bring him there.
Yeah.
No, that's it, and that's you're hitting it right on the head about Eric, because I was kind of around. We did some gigs before and after each other, and that's kind of mainly how I've known him over the years. But he's very much out of the tradition. But I love how he's always been one of the musicians that's been open, like from within the tradition. Some people would say like the more conservative end of the jazz world, that was always open to trying different things. And I was wondering if maybe you guys connect a little bit on that too, because it seems, I mean, coming out of Juilliard and New York, and that you know, with that whole thing, but you guys are willing to try some different things.
It's like an encyclopedic, you know, anything about the music that you want to know, he knows.
Yeah.
You know, anything about history, anything. Like, he is just a total encyclopedic genius. You know what I mean? And talking to him, you know, I mean, it's like playing with him. It's like, it's just,
there's gonna be a lot coming at you.
Yeah, and he presents it in such a like mystical, masterful, crazy way. You know, he's just otherworldly. I don't, you know, total master.
Right.
You know, just so articulate and so, you know, I don't know, man, just aggressive. He's just got the fire. It's a bull.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love it.
Cool. Well, one more thing I'd love to just touch on, and I don't know if you have anything, Adam, but is about the channel. Like, what's the future for the YouTube channel? But also, before we even get to that, like, I love the way you guys title your records. I love that you're not treating this music too preciously, like with the way that you're starting to sculpt the channel, but you do treat the music with authority, which is great, you know, and you present it. But I love that, like, I love your thumbnails. And look, most jazz musicians aren't even thinking about this kind of stuff enough. But I mean, I think that because what you guys have, what we have in the jazz world in general, there's so much substance there, and YouTube is such a great platform. I mean, I don't know that TikTok is so short that we're ever going to really be able to put our, you know, like something that you guys do, you could do a little clip, that's fine, but there's nothing like a nice 8-minute YouTube video with you guys or whatever. But what's your kind of concept behind the titles, the thumbnails, and the direction that you want to take the channel next?
I like that what we're doing now. The vibe is that we're, you know, being authentic, being ourselves, you know, and we believe in the content that we're putting out. So I think that goes a long way, and I think those who are encountering our videos are seeing that, you know, in terms of the comments that they're leaving and you know, the amount of you know, viewership that we've had till now. So I guess it's just, you know, on our part, commitment to be consistent.
Yeah.
And you know, because all of us are are on the scene, and I mean, TJ's in Greece, and
yeah, we all play, we all working.
It's just the balance of that, and to make playing with each other and putting out content a priority, I think probably has been our biggest challenge.
Yes.
Because we want to, but it's just
half the time this cat's out with Jazz Lincoln Center, like
Right.
So it's been a battle of that. So I think going forward is just being consistent, and I think the views will come.
Well, if you guys,
and it's so interesting. What happened over the last? It's been like 3 weeks since we put out that video that found you guys. And that was the first video that we really titled it in that type of way. And, even it was like kind of contentious amongst us, even that we would do it that way, because it had been working a certain way for us, just titling it, Olio or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I just looked at how YouTube was working, I mean, you look at people like Mr. Beast or, all the top YouTubers. They just have a way of grabbing attention, and when you see it, you have to click on it. You know what I mean? And when you get into the algorithm, it's free marketing. You know what I mean? You do not have to pay for those impressions. You don't have to pay for those people listening to your music. And that's the new paradigm of music. You see it in for example, like Little Nas X. Like his marketing is memes. He does it all through memes.
Right.
And I don't think that should make its way into the music per se, but in the way that you present it to people, it has to be something that somebody that doesn't know about jazz can click on, and they can be interested in it. We had so many comments that like, I don't really listen to jazz, but this is cool. The thumbnail made me click on it.
Well,
and also shout out to my girlfriend Rena Wu, who makes all the thumbnails.
Oh, it's important. It's an important gig.
Yeah.
Well, and y'all are proven too, like. You can, have the algorithm in your favor, but that doesn't mean you have to water down your content. That doesn't mean that you don't have to have substance with what you're actually putting out there. Because people will know when you're faking that funk. Like when they get in there, you have to keep them with something that's real. And I think you're proving that you can be creative with how you present these things, but then you have to show up with the real thing. So congratulations.
People are smart. People know when things are good. You know what I mean? Even if they don't understand what's happening musically, they can still enjoy it. Like from just, I remember when I was like a little 13-year-old kid listening to Kind of Blue. I had no idea what was going on, with the form, harmonically, none of that. But I could just enjoy the music, for the vibe of it. People are smarter than I think jazz musicians give them credit for, like general audiences.
Absolutely.
Well, I would say yes, but also see, you guys are early in your YouTube journey, because it's going to be people are smart, and then you're going to be like, oh my God, people are idiots once you start getting all the hate coming at it. So be ready to pivot on that point.
There is the
yeah, but the smart people aren't commenting.
Exactly. Well, no, but you know what I think?
What is this one? This one has 220,000.
Yeah,
so you already have it's the post 100,000 view is when the haters start coming out too with everything.
Oh yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
The title was anticipation for that.
Right. No, but I think that what you guys are hitting on, and like, we don't necessarily plan this, but we're starting to see it too, is that the YouTube algorithm and all that is actually really well suited for the for jazz music or improvisational music, because if you do kind of trick someone to coming into seeing, and then you're playing something that's maybe great, but that they don't like, YouTube has already they figured that out before you even know that. So like the people that they put different things in front of are people that like this. They're not a lot of people that aren't going to want to hear this anyway, probably are never even going to see your thumbnail, which is fine. But like, there's more people than you would think. And then I'm really excited what you're saying about folks commenting saying like, I don't even normally listen to jazz, but I like this. Because if somebody clicks on it because they think the thumbnail's cool, and then they listen for 30 seconds, if they don't like it, they're just going to click off. And they're definitely not going to comment or anything. They're just going to be gone. But I mean, connecting with these kind of people, like, and I think that young jazz players, not just young, all of us need to really see this as an opportunity, because we used to always sit around when we were younger and be like, well, man, we don't have any big audiences because people just don't know how I mean, I remember when I was up in New York for, at Juilliard and coming out, we'd all be like, man, people just don't know. And it's like, but now we don't have that excuse. It's like, well, let them know. Let them know. Let them decide. Yeah. And as you guys seem to be really astute about that, when you do, our little audience is out there. I mean, 220,000 people. There's another 220,000 people out there that'll grow. It might not be the next video, it might be 3 down the road, but those people are out there. You'll see them on these videos. So I commend you guys and welcome you into the fold. And I'm super excited to follow the journey and see what you guys have next.
Yeah, New Jazz Underground, Abdias, Sebastian, TJ, thank you all so much for joining us. TJ, have a great rest of your tour, man. Enjoy.
Yeah, safe travels. Safe travels in Greece and back to the city. And you guys come on whenever you got something. Please let us know. We're here.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
See you guys.
Thank you guys. Until next time.
You'll hear it.
Yes.
They're like, cool, we got our thing. That's good. Okay. Oh, this is awkward. We're just like the end.
Hey, Peter.
hey,
yeah, that was great, man. Those were some.
No, those guys are.
Yeah,
I like those guys.
That was fun to talk.
I knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, we just weren't gonna,
put this out. Well, now we got a false ending, that's maybe the first time that's ever happened.
That's right.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know who are still listening, first of all, congrats.
Why are you going to?
Well, because they got a secret episode.
Coming closer.
They got a secret part of the episode.
This is the secret part.
But yeah, so they were on Zoom and then they just cut out, and then Peter was like, "Are they out?" And that's where we are here. So until next time,
you'll hear it. Oh, we got to do this again now? Is this like the Doppio?
Doppio.
I'm not a fan of jazz. And I don't think anyone in this room is a fan of jazz. I don't think anyone really likes it. It's a role we all play. We all